Hello friends, this is Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I am a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today, I'll be sharing with you a very important topic which you cannot find anywhere. And this topic is such an important topic. I get so many questions on this. This is how to get an open work permit. How to get an open work permit. I am going to tell you 10 different ways to get open work permit in Canada. But before that, a very small request. If you are new to the channel and have not subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration, news, update, tips, tricks on this channel. If you like the video, please share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit. Please press the bell icon so this video comes to you immediately when we upload. So without further delay, let's move on to a very important topic, which is about the 10 ways to get open work permit for you in Canada in 2025. So what are these 10 ways? I'll be telling you each and every way. But before I go on to that, I want to tell you that work permit can be open and it can be closed. There is a third one also if somebody jumps into it. So that is called OROWP, which is Occupation Restricted Open Work Permit. But mostly it is either open or closed. A closed one is which have a LMIA or job offer and you work for that specific employer. You cannot change the employer. You work in that position, that location with that employer. That is a closed work permit. Open work permit. Now, what is open work permit? So open work permit is basically you do not need any LMIA. You do not need any job offer. You can work for any employer. You can work anywhere in Canada. And of course, any occupation you can work. So it is also not tied to a location. You can work any location also. And not just this, the work which you do can be counted towards your PR process. So beautiful and very useful open work permit. Now the question is, how do we get it? So there are 10 different ways to get an open work permit. I am starting with the most famous way, which is called postgraduate open work permit, PGWP, postgraduate work permit. So this is for international students who come here to Canada and study and then get open work permit. Now, earlier the things were different. In 2025, things have changed. Not everyone who is on a working, who is studying in a DLI institute is getting a PGWP. To get a PGWP, I have a detailed video on this. You can watch that, but I am quickly touching upon here. So to get a PGWP, you need to first of all study in an eligible program. The most important word is eligible program. Not every program will give you PGWP. Suppose you are in a business program, marketing program, you will not get PGWP. So please remember what kind of program it is, and your length of the PGWP depends upon the study period. So it can be 1 to 3 years depending upon your study period. And most important, you need to study from a DLI, designated learning institute. If you don't do that, you will not get PGWP. So you have to be a full-time student during that period to study, and then only you can apply for a PGWP. So there are also language requirements. I have touched all these things in my video. You can watch the video in detail about the postgraduate work permit. So that's one way to get a open work permit. Number 2 is spousal open work permit. And spousal open work permit you can get in 2 different ways. One, if your spouse is having a skilled work permit, right? So is a skilled foreign worker. So if your spouse is having a valid work permit. The work permit can be open or closed, your spouse, and based on that, you can get an open work permit. But remember, that has to be between tier 0 and 3. Tier 1 and 2, mostly all occupations are eligible. Tier 2 and 3, only certain occupations are eligible which are highly skilled, and mostly they are in the construction or healthcare industry. So not everyone who is in tier 2 or tier 3 can get an open work permit for their spouses. So keep in mind, it depends what kind of job you are doing, and that's the most important thing which knock code you are working on. So number 3 is spouse of an international student. So earlier, anybody who is studying here in Canada, their spouse can get open work permit. Not anymore. Not anymore, right? I have covered in detail all these things in my other videos. You can watch that. You have to have, if your spouse is a full-time student and eligible for PGWP approved program, and then you can get an open work permit. So remember, master's program, if your spouse is studying a master's program, then you can get, master's program have to be 16 months. That's very important. So 16 months master program, if they are studying, you can get a open work permit. So this is actually a great way for families to stay together. This is number 3. Number 4 is bridging open work permit. Again, I have covered in detail this topic, bridging open work permit, in my video. If you need to know more about this, you can watch my video, bridging open work permit. In short, this is like a bridge. So you have applied for a permanent residency, PR, but have not received yet. So it's an interim period, right? You could have applied through express entry or PNP. So while you are waiting for a decision on your PR decision, this basically allows you to keep working. And this is the most important part, is that you need to have a valid work status at the time of applying, and you should have received acknowledgement of receipt called AOR. So acknowledgement of receipt, only then you can apply for POWP. So that's the important thing to remember. Number 5, and number 5 is vulnerable open work permit. So again, vulnerable open work permit, I have covered in detail all the aspects, all the eligibility criteria I have covered in detail. In short, this is for those workers who got LMIA based work permit, working for an employer who is abusing them and are at the risk of the abuse, so from the current employer, and they can apply for a VOWP, which is vulnerable open work permit. They must be in Canada and hold a valid work permit. So these are very important conditions. They have to be in Canada. So if you leave Canada and go back to your home place, you already left the abusing place. The purpose of this is that you have to come out of the abusing environment. So this is basically designed to protect the rights of the workers and their safety. Government charges $0. There is no fee for this. Government fee is 0. So remember that. If you are in a risk of abusing situation, you can apply anytime a VOWP. You can watch my detailed video on VOWP. Number 6, which is International Experience Canada. IEC is a very special category. It gives you the work permit, but this is designed for not for every country. There are about 30-35 countries which are eligible for this. So youth between the age of 18 to 35 from eligible countries. Most important word is eligible countries. So 18 to 35 youth from eligible countries can work. Basically, it's a kind of a work holiday visa. So you can work, you can travel. It's a great option to travel and experience Canada. So that's for youth who want to come here. They want to travel, they want to visit Canada, they want to see Canada, plus they want to work and earn. So again, I have a detailed video on this. You can watch that if you want to know more about this topic. Number 7, refugee claimants. So I am IRB certified and I do apply a lot of refugee claims. So when we say refugee claimants, so refugee, when you apply for asylum, so once you apply for asylum, you submit your application, then you go for an interview, and after the interview, you submit your passports and every paperwork, and then you can apply for a refugee open work permit. Now, this basically allows you, or any refugee who has applied asylum, allows them to work while they are waiting for their hearing or their decision. And uh, one very important thing, I get this all the time. People come to me and say, you know what, we filed a refugee asylum but have not got work permit. You will not get automatically. You have to apply for this. That is the important thing. So people are sometimes under the assumption that they will get it automatically. No. You have to apply for the refugee open work permit. So number 7. Number 8. Number 8 is inland spousal sponsorship. So inland spousal sponsorship, let me tell you, spousal sponsorship is of two types, inland and outland. So suppose a person marries and their spouse is already in Canada, they are PR or citizen, and they marry a temporary worker. So then it is inside Canada. But if they marry somebody from back home country, then it is called outland sponsorship. Whereas inland sponsorship, actually when you do an inland sponsorship, you are allowed, because when you apply for a sponsorship application, the PR will take at least 7 to 8 months. During that 7 to 8 months, you are inside Canada and you can apply for an open work permit for your spouse. They can keep working. Basically helps the family to stay together as well as work legally. So that is a very important. Inland spousal sponsorship can get you a open work permit. Number 9, and number 9 is HNC. I have filed many HNC cases. So HNC applicants, so when they cross stage 1, there is a stage again on HNC also. I have a detailed video, you can watch that. But quick, I can tell you, HNC, there is a stage 1. So those who qualify, and again it is case to case basis, not for everyone. So especially like if you are inadmissible, then probably you cannot apply. But if you are admissible and you can cross the stage 1 approval you have got in HNC, then you can apply for even for an open work permit after getting a stage 1 approval. So that's number 9. Number 10. So sometimes what happens is people get, and this is particularly nanny caregiver. So those who come here, they have grown up children like above the age of 16, 18, and who have done high school. They just don't want to study anymore. They want to help the family and work. So basically you can get an open work permit for your dependent children also. Dependent children also can get a open work permit if the parents have valid study or work permit. Children, they can get a work permit if they have this is basically for the teenagers who have finished the high school and can join and can do the work. So they can also get a work permit. So these are the 10 ways of getting an open work permit. One important thing, I am going to tell you a bonus way also. So there is a bonus addition, that bonus. So bonus is 11th way of getting a spousal open work permit. This is for business entrepreneurs. So we do a lot of business immigration also. In the business immigration, there is startup visa. So I have again a detailed video on startup visa. You can watch that. Startup visa, if your spouse is here in Canada on a startup visa or C11 LMIA exempt entrepreneur program, or you have got any kind of PNP, business immigration, business stream, PNP immigration. So again, many videos of mine are there, particularly related to the PNP, business immigration stream. But here, what I am trying to tell you is, if you have got either SUV, C11, or any kind of business immigration, your spouse can get an open work permit. Again, all these things are case to case basis, situation to situation, person to person, they vary. So if you need to discuss your case with us, more than welcome. You can book an appointment. An appointment can be done over the phone. You can do it on the Zoom call. Or if you wish to come to my office is located in Brampton. Address, email ID, phone number, everything is provided right here to you. So very important. If you have still not subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.